Okay. So in our previous period, we have started our discussion about Indian foreign policy. There we have learnt the meaning of the foreign policy and what is a sovereign country. We have also discussed many questions there. Why foreign policy is necessary for every nation? Then why is India considered as one of the major nations of the world? Then what are the aims of India's foreign policy? That we have discussed, no? Then on September 7th of 1946, how Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, made announcement, made declaration about the kind of foreign policy India is going to adopt in the future, right? Then we have started our discussion about what? The basic aspects of India's foreign policy. Before that, we have discussed the factors that influence the way in which India's foreign policy is made, the factors that influence India's foreign policy. So, national interest, geographical interest, economical interest, political and international situation, public opinion, and our military system. All these things, they decide or they influence the way in which we have to adopt our foreign policy. So, three basic aspects of India's foreign policy we have already completed. Panchashila principles, non-aligned movement, then imperialism we have completed. No, today we are going to discuss about two more. Okay, basic aspects of India's foreign policy. One is anti-apartheid policy. Okay, so who can tell me the meaning of apartheid? Who will tell me the meaning of apartheid? Is there anybody who knows the meaning of apartheid? Rashmi?
Clashes between two groups of people.
Clashes between two group of people. Okay. Okay, thank you, Rashmi. Akshay V. Hegde.
Clashes between two different skin color people.
Clashes between two different skin color people. Okay, you are very near, Akshay. Thank you. Shri Harsha? Shri Harsha, are you there, Marie?
Yes, Mataji.
Tell me, according to you, what is apartheid?
Clashes between two races.
Clashes. It is not exactly the clash. Okay. Yes, thank you. It is not clash. Actually, it is an attempt by one race or a group of particular skin color to exploit, to subjugate. Here, two races or two groups of people which have different skin's color. No, one particular race will consider itself as superior and it considers the next one as inferior. The superior tries to exploit the inferior. So this is not clash. Clash ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಶ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಬಣಗಳು ಏನಿರಬೇಕು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸುಪೀರಿಯರ್ ತನ್ನನ್ನ ತಾನು ಸುಪೀರಿಯರ್ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇನ್ನೊಂದನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ exploit ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. That is called what, children? Apartheid policy. Okay. So apartheid is an attempt by one race or people belonging to a people of or a group of people of one skin color to subjugate. Okay, to subjugate here means to exploit another race or group of another or different skin color in the name of supremacy. This is called what? Apartheid. You have learnt about Varna Bheda Niti, which was badly practiced in South Africa. Our leader Mahatma Gandhi ji started to protest against this apartheid, no, in South Africa, and he inspired South African leader Nelson Mandela to oppose this Varna Bheda Niti or apartheid policy which was practiced in South Africa, and it came to an end by 1991. So India opposes this apartheid policy. Why India opposes apartheid policy, or why apartheid policy is against human rights? So that is our next question. I will share the page for you. Okay, is it visible, children? Yeah, see, in the beginning, I have defined what is apartheid. Apartheid is a policy, okay? So, apartheid is an attempt by one particular race or group of, I have written there, it is an attempt by one race or a group of particular skin color to subjugate. What is the meaning of subjugating here? Subjugate means to exploit, okay, to subjugate another race or a group of another skin color in the name of what? Superiority. Okay, this is apartheid policy. You all know that apartheid policy is against what? Humanism. ಮಾನವೀಯತೆಗೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. These people are not allowed to enjoy the basic human rights also. Basic human rights kuda papa ಇವರಿಗೆ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. They are ill treated. Okay. Then that is why what happens? It will lead to social inequality. Alva? So social inequality ಆಗ್ತದೆ and the society will not remain healthy. So what type of country is India? India is a peace-loving nation. Okay. India believes in peace and it believes in peaceful coexistence. Okay, so that is why apartheid. Okay, that is why India opposes apartheid. India is against apartheid. I have written the points for you here. I have written the points for you. At the end of the lesson, there is a question on this particular topic. I hope you have understood. If you have understood what is apartheid, then other things you can very well answer. Okay, now what is the meaning of apartheid? Who will tell me the answer? Okay, now Nikhil Naik. Nikhil Naik. Nikhil Naik is not there. Kishore. Kishore. Okay, Akshay S. Hegde. Akshay S. Hegde, are you there? Akshay, can you talk? Akshay, can you speak? No. Nikhil Hegde?
Mataji.
Did you understand the meaning of apartheid?
Yes, Mataji.
Tell me what is apartheid?
Apartheid is an attempt by a race or people of a particular skin color to subjugate another race of people of different skin color in the name of supremacy.
So, attempt by one race or a group of people of particular skin color to subjugate another race or अथवा group of people of different skin color in the name of superiority. Brihati? Thank you, Nikhil. You are right. Brihati? Okay, Brihati is not available. Then now Sinchana D. Bhatt. Sinchana D. Bhatt. Sinchana D. Bhatt, tell me, Marie. Did you understand the meaning of apartheid? Sinchana D. Bhatt, can you speak? Okay. Then Sinchana Bhatt. Okay, Sahana. 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 Tell me, did you understand the meaning of apartheid? Apartheid ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಮರಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಸಹನಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಸುಮಿತ್. ಸುಮಿತ್, ನಿನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತೇನೋ? ಸಹನಾ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಸುಮಿತ್. ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ವೀಕ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್? ಸುಮಿತ್, ಆಮ್ ಐ audible ಮರಿ? ಹಾ, ಸುಮಿತ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. Okay, I can't hear Sumit also now. Vinayak, what you have shared there? Vinayak, what have you shared? Stop sharing the page, Vinayak. Okay. I hope you have understood what is apartheid policy. That is the fourth basic aspect of India's foreign policy. Now let us understand the fifth one, that is disarmament. Okay. So arms means what? Weapons. ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈ ತೋಳುಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಭುಜಗಳು ಅದೊಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಮೀನಿಂಗು. ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೆಪನ್ಸ್. ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಮ್ಯುನಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹರ್ಡ್. ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೆಪನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಡಿಸ್ಆರ್ಮಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ವೆಪನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಆರ್ಮಮೆಂಟ್? ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ have the definition of disarmament. So what is disarmament? Yeah, okay. So disarmament, it is what? The process of elimination of specific arms step by step. What is the meaning of disarmament? The process of elimination of ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅಸ್ತ್ರಗಳನ್ನ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಶಸ್ತ್ರಾಸ್ತ್ರಗಳನ್ನ ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಡಿಸ್ಆರ್ಮಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೌ ದರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ರೇಸ್ among the nations of the world. Okay, all the nations are in the competition to produce, then to sell and to stock the arms and ammunitions. Okay, so all of the nations of the world feel insecure. ತಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನು ಯಾವ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ ದೇಶ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬಹುದೇನೋ ಹೇಳುವಂತಹ ಭಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ the nations of the world are in a competition to produce and to sell and what else? To stock the arms and ammunitions. So now we have got nuclear weapons also, and we have seen the ill effects of use of nuclear weapons in the case of Hiroshima and Nagasaki of Japan. You have learnt about it, right? So Hiroshima, Nagasaki events have given a lesson for human beings. So that is why the nations of the world, including India, are worried that Third World War may take place anytime. So if Third World War takes place, what happens? If Third World War takes place, then the world, it is going to be completely destroyed. So anytime a nation which has got large quantity of weapons, it can use, sometimes intentionally or sometimes by mistake, it can use those, or it can use those weapons on any other nation, and that very event may lead to Third World War. Again, India is a peace-loving nation and it believes in what, children? Peaceful coexistence. That is why India says that disarmament is the need of the present world. ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ವೆಪನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್, ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಆರ್ಮಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ವೈ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ? ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮೀ? The process of elimination of all arms ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ cause behind this? What is the reason behind this? Who will answer me? Please raise your hands. Shri Harsha.
Ji, for security, we need to have some weapons.
Very good, correct. Okay, so we need to protect our nation at the same time, right? ಸೊ ಡಿಸ್ಆರ್ಮಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ವೆಪನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಖಾಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ other nations may attack us and they can occupy our nation, no? That is why what we have to do, at least we should have some quantity of weapons. But if all the nations of the world decide to reduce the dangerous weapons like nuclear weapons, then we can save the world from destruction, right? So that is why India, it advocates that, India says that disarmament, okay, reducing the quantity of specific arms, it is very necessary at the present stage. I hope you have understood why India campaigns for the policy of disarmament. It is the fifth one. Now, let us know something about what our constitution says about what? The adoption of foreign policy. According to our constitution, what type of foreign policy we should adopt, our government should adopt. So, for this, there is a separate article in our constitution, that is Article 51. Article 51 is there. Wait a minute. Yeah, we have Article 51 here, children. According to Article 51, under Article 51, our constitution advocates for a foreign policy. It says that India should adopt a foreign policy which advocates international peace and coexistence. Indian foreign policy should aim at what? It should aim at achieving world peace and coexistence. So, on this article, you can expect one important question. Article 51. What does Article 51 say? Okay. So, that is an expected question and repeated question in your examination. Hope you have understood the lesson. What I don't know what is happening, whether the internet connection is slow in your place or you are listening properly or improperly, that is not known. But you have to be little bit what? You have to make your effort, because when I have corrected your answer sheets, I have seen what mistakes you have done, why you have done that mistake, that also I can understand. Okay. So now the meeting will end. Within 5 minutes, you join again with the same link. Okay, let us discuss the question and answers and let us complete the lesson here. Join the meeting with the same link. We'll end the meeting here and again you rejoin.